The goal of making these panels is to produce as much power as possible on the limited area available, which is around 100 square meter. We can do this by integrating very high efficient cells, so that all the heat that is being generated and absorbed by the panel is also transferred to a fluid, so it can be used in the rest of the ship. I'm Jules, I'm the co-owner of Mito Solar, and we produce custom solar panels for various markets, for example the marine markets, but also for expedition vehicles, aerospace, racing applications, and we're specialized in very efficient solar panels that are made to shape. Our role within Project Zero is to produce the panels that have been thought out conceptually. And we thought of a new PVT panel, photovoltaic thermal panel, and we are one of the R&D suppliers for the solar panel. The Sailing Yacht Zero team really pushed us because they stepped in our workshop without any precondition on how to make solar panels. And we are of course more knowledgeable about what limitations we have. So they really pushed us to think differently and to make a solar panel that fits in the PVT concept. And on a lot of different concepts we had to change our production process. I would say the main technical challenge for this panel to work is that it has to operate in vacuum conditions, to have a transparent insulating layer in front of the solar cells. And the second one is to operate at quite a high temperature. And the other thing is that we had to make sure that the layer where we bond the solar panel, the PV panel, to the underlying substrate should be thermally conductive, but not electrically conductive. So on the one side we are really aiming on making very high efficient panels, which we always do, but now we also had to cope with other performance indicators that we normally don't have to work with. Yeah, I think the PVT concept can definitely translate to other sectors as well, and the main one would be households, buildings basically, because with a PVT panel you can generate a lot of heat. If you're able to store that, you can use that for the winter. And I do think that of course for the sector that we're building Zero in, so the marine sector, that's already very relevant for the limited surface area you have. The main reason why collaboration is important is that you get fresh ideas. Everybody is limited in their ideas, so it's always great to get ideas from across the world and from scientists. So working with this group of people on Zero was somewhat different to working with our other clients. The main thing that's different in working like this is that there is a lot of commitment from the team. They know it's a multi-year project, and there can be a lot of setbacks as well, and we also had a lot of setbacks on this. And it's just great that we can then analyze this with the team, say, okay, how are we going to put the next steps? Unfortunately, this doesn't work. What are we going to do new? And then you get new energy to continue the R&D work, and that was just great. I guess the other things that make it really interesting to collaborate is that we are all aware of the green field that lies ahead of us, so there's a blank canvas and we have to work towards a solution. There will be a lot of challenges on the way, but as long as everybody is aware of that, you can have a great outcome in the end.